We have a question from Heather from Waterloo. She is a new homeowner and is wondering what causes a ceiling crack and when should she worry and when to just know it's natural.
Cracks in ceilings and walls are very common, especially in newer homes, because a house, when it was just built, they compact the soil and everything around there. When they build it on, the weight of the house will settle over time. So it's typical to experience a crack here and there. Now, they'll usually be just a hairline crack. Now, if you notice them getting much wider, if they happen to have the tape of the drywall showing, that maybe shows a little bit of a concern. Have someone professional come out and take a look at it. It can be a sign, especially in older homes, of settling and or faulty foundation, and that's a much bigger issue than just the drywall cracking. But typically, that's normal in most houses.
Okay, so newer home, house settling shouldn't be a worry. Then they should be able to like fill those themselves, correct? Like put some stuff over. But then what if it cracks again in the same spot?
And it probably will. It typically will happen on the seams of any drywall and whatnot. If it goes down the middle, there's a different issue there. But
Mhm.
usually, what you'll want to have done is have someone come out and retape that seam and then fill it and then paint it or do whatever touch up drywall work over it,
Mhm.
just so that it looks normal and that the seal holds as opposed to just filling it in. You
Okay.
can fill it in, but it'll typically crack again, whether that be a year or 5 years. It's kind of you don't really know, but if you want your house looking correct, you should call Phil My Home to come out and take a look at that
Oh,
for you.
100%. But then what if a crack, like you said, in the basement, more structural, bigger? What what's kind of the scenario there? Or what leads to it and that sort of thing?
So, what can lead to it is typically in this area, it would have to do with a lot of water issues
Mhm.
and the water not getting away from your house correctly because it
Oh.
can come in and cause problems with your foundation or just more settling than should be happening.
Mhm.
In that situation, we would really need to bring out either an engineer or a professional person when they come to foundation, and we'd be happy to take care of that for you.
Okay. And then also with cracking, I think she also in her question stated she's getting quite a bit around her windows.
Okay.
Is that still structural? Is that the windows doing their own thing?
Again, it can be both. It just depends on how dramatic it is and how quickly it happened.
Mhm.
Again, it's an opening, so if there's a hairline cracks around in the corners, those can easily
Mhm.
be fixed. If it has to do with not just the drywall but also the frame around the window,
Mhm.
wood is a natural material and it'll expand and contract depending on the weather.
Mhm.
As the humidity comes and then goes, things expand and contract, and that can cause cracking as well. And we can address that as well.
Okay. So then if Heather wanted us to come out, fix her cracks in her walls, how would you walk her through that? Kind of what to expect when we show up, timeline, that sort of thing.
Well, typically, that's not something we can estimate over the phone or with
Mhm.
photos. We prefer to come out and we'll walk through and see what your concerns are and where the issues are. And then we'd have to determine from there what the best course of action is to correct the issues.
Okay. But then if you do get that and you do want to patch, paint, what's the estimated timeline on that? Because I know some clients just don't really understand the whole having to let stuff dry, sand, all that. Walk us through that.
So typically, depending again on the situation, because the variables are very large there. We'll just take one window, for instance. What we would have to do is we would go in and remove either what grout or caulk or whatever is around there. Then we would clean up, replace it. We'd have to wait a day for that to dry. Then we'd need to paint to get it back to what it looks like normal. And then wait another 24 hours and it should be ready to go.
Okay. Well, that sounds great. Thank you.
Yep.